Hello YouTubers! A couple of weeks ago I posted a video unboxing the Daystate Wolverine R. I had just gotten the gun, only had it for about 15 minutes when I opened the box and showed it to everybody. Really couldn't tell you much about it because I didn't know that much about it. Well, a few weeks have gone by and I've put about 500 pellets through it, and I think I can make a couple of interesting points and maybe make a better review video this time at back. Okay, let's start from the back. This gun is a 177. It's got the walnut stock. They do come in laminate and they're both beautiful. I'm very happy with this stock. It's as perfect as it can be, and I like the grain, the color, and everything about it. The shoulder pad is adjustable. It can be moved up and down, and I think it can be moved this way. I'm not 100% sure because when I moved it up I was very happy with the position. I just left it alone. Okay, moving forward, let's talk about the way it sits. It sits on my shoulder perfectly. I'm very happy with the distance from the trigger to the shoulder and all the rest of that stuff that goes along with it. It just happens to match my 5'9" frame. Wonderful. The trigger is multi-adjustable. It can be adjusted forward and back in its entirety. It can be adjusted this way to match your finger as it goes into it for feel. It can be adjusted for take-up, and it can be adjusted for let-off. The only thing that I found a little bit difficult was the let-off portion. If you overdo it, the gun won't cock. That's made pretty clear in some videos that are on YouTube and advertisement videos. But if you just put it at that hairy edge, the gun becomes a little unstable. What I found is the best way to make a trigger work for you is probably to put a polish on all the mating parts. Now that doesn't mean removing metal, it means just getting a little shine on it and getting some of the rough spots off. I'm not going to go any further, but I can simply say that this trigger now matches the same trigger pull that I have on my Springer guns as well as my Gauntlet, which is in ounces, and I'm very satisfied. And on top of it all, it's safe. I've hit it down and banged it a few times, carefully of course, and it didn't go off, so I'm happy with the way that goes. Okay, the scope is a Hawk Air Max, and I've got high mounts on it, and I was told that that would be the way to go. It gives you enough room to fit your single shot tray as well as your 10-shot magazine, both of which work flawlessly. The 10-shot magazine, you do not sacrifice any accuracy whatsoever. It's smooth as can be. Another thing is the cocking arm. Now, something that anybody that buys one of these guns should know. If you're a right-handed shooter, that's the way it comes from the factory, on the right side. That's factory default. I'm a left-handed shooter. Everything I read about the gun before I bought it said that it was user interchangeable. Well, it wasn't, and it's not. Although Air Guns of Arizona is considering making a video as to how to do it, it means getting into this thing a little bit. If you feel confident enough to do it, go right ahead. But they make it very clear that you might void the warranty, and if you mess things up, it's going to cost you big when you send the gun back in to have them repair it. I'm getting used to it on the right side. I just might leave it there. Not bad. Moving forward, what makes this gun different than the other models is it's regulated. From what I heard, Daystate got together with Huma, a well-known and well-respected name in regulators, and they designed a regulator for this particular gun. That may or may not be true. They may have taken one off the shelf and stuck it in there. I don't know. The regulator is not externally adjustable, although again I've been told it can be done, but you have to get back into the gun. I'm happy with the gun, with the way the gun is shooting now. It's shooting my pellets, which are 10.65 grain, the H&N Barracuda match. Shooting these pellets at 890 feet per second, plus or minus 2 feet per second, pretty much after 10 or so runs through the crony. Another pellet that I found works pretty well with this thing is the JSB Exact heavies, and they come in at 10.34. There's a slight change in point of impact, but as far as accuracy goes, they're running about the same. Okay, the shroud on the barrel. The shroud on the barrel fits very well and it fits very tight. I've come to find that the shroud on my gauntlet is a little whippy. I think it's because it's not secured to the receiver as well as this one is. This one's got a lot of threads going on in it and it's in there tight. I have yet to take this off, but I've seen what they do look like off, and there's about that much thread going on, and it really gets a good bite on this receiver and stops most vibration. Up front, I have a Huggett moderator. It absolutely makes this gun close to silent, I'm telling you. For any backyard shooter, you will love it if you get it with this moderator on it. It's just barely perceivable. You don't even have to worry about noise. It just does a fantastic job of keeping things in check and in tune. It simply screws right on the front too. You don't have to do anything fancy to get it on. No Allen screws or anything along those lines. Some people say that the two gauges on the outside look a little cheesy. I personally like it because it's very simple. You just simply look at the side of the gun and see where you are as far as pressure goes in the tank, and see where you are as far as your regulator pressure goes. Now, I've played this gun to about 160, 170 shots with plenty of air left, and the gauge on the regulator has not budged a fraction. So it's showing me that the regulator is doing its job, and the results also tell me that the regulator is doing its job. Someday I'm going to run it down and make a pellet count. Not now. I'm having too much fun shooting it, and that'll take too much time. Heck, I mean, I think I can get 200 shots out of this, and I get bored shooting before the air runs out. So, I mean, I don't know what to say. All right, that's about all I can think of for now. There's probably one or two other things I would like. Yep, one thing. Here is a 7-shot group that I made the other day on a windless day. I hold the gun in the palm of this hand and put it up against my shoulder and rest my hand on a soft rest. I have to deal with my heartbeat because it moves, and I have to deal with any body motion. I find that to be more fun. It's more challenging, and although this particular target is not an every time target, I've done it more than once, and I've seen a one hole develop at 40 yards, that's my range, 40 yards, more often than not. It's very easy to punch one hole with this particular gun. I'd hate to say it's boring, because it's not. It's pleasurable. But I guess maybe in 3 or 4 years from now, maybe it'll become boring if it keeps doing this. Oh, there is one other thing too. 5-year warranty on this baby. In England, it's a 3-year warranty. So I guess they want to sell it to the Americans a little bit more. Okay, I want to thank Air Guns of Arizona for being as kind as they have been to me. They answered all my phone calls and answered all my questions. I'm almost on a first-name basis because I was one of the first people to get this particular gun before they sent it out. Almost every gun that they send out gets tested by them, which is a good thing. I had to wait maybe 3 extra days to get this, but I was very happy to have that done because at least I know it was coming to me was going to be in good shape and I wouldn't have to send it back due to an air leak or something like that. So thanks Air Guns of Arizona for doing that. It's great customer service to test the guns the way you do. I also want to thank the people that saw my first video that give me thumbs up. I had 2 thumbs down. Maybe they didn't like the gun, maybe they didn't like Daystate, maybe they just didn't like my ugly mug, I don't know. But whatever the case might be, it doesn't matter. I'm enjoying it, and I hope anybody that decides they might want one of these things, keep in mind it's going to do one thing for you. It's going to reduce the weight in your back pocket if that's where you keep the wallet. But I don't buy much for myself, and I decided to go whole hog on this guy. and I'm very, very glad I did. So thanks for viewing, and if anybody has any comments they want to make, please do. I'll be more than happy to answer them in any shape or form that I can.